because I can't show the movie. I can't show the full, like I can't show the movie like clear as day.
Right.
So I have to find a way that it's like still watchable, where you can still kind of watch the movie. Shut the fuck up. You can still watch the movie a little bit, and also, um, you know, enjoy the podcast somewhat, and
Yeah.
also follow the movie with us. Because I'm assuming most of our people who watch the podcast haven't seen Unhinged. I mean, they're lucky, right? I
Yeah.
envy them,
Hmm.
but point being is, you know, they're gonna have to watch it and try and follow the movie. If they can't follow the
Yeah.
movie, then they're gonna be bored because our podcast is just us following the movie.
Right.
So yeah,
Bro, you know what I almost did the other day? I almost just hate watched Fast Nine
dude,
because
we're not. Yeah, you can't just watch that by yourself, dude. You know that.
I know, and like, you know what? I didn't because
That has to
just
be a shared experience.
fuck,
It's
like
like it's
just
like it's like Midsummer when they're all crying together.
yeah, yeah.
They're all like, "Ah, ah." That has to be us when we're watching Fast Nine. Clip it, clip it, clip it. I'm gonna insert the clip of that. And then right after, I'm gonna insert the clip of me half naked on Clifton Hill with an Italy jersey, waving it around on someone's the bed of their truck. So
Oh man, yeah. I don't
did you
know. I just
did
I
you why didn't you do it though? Like what possessed you not to watch Fast Nine? Was it the Chinese
because I
Communist
just
Party?
oh, I just fucking I don't know. I'm like I don't want to put myself through that unless it's with somebody else and we're talking
Yeah,
shit about it,
yeah,
you know?
I get that. I get
Because
that.
if I'm doing that just like if I'm doing it just by myself and I'm like
Hmm.
thinking of, you know, sure I can make myself laugh, but it's just
It, it's better when like
you
there's
know.
like watching New Mutants with you and Matt at the drive-in
Yeah, exactly.
would be uncomparable to watching it by myself alone
Right.
in my room at 2 a.m.
Right.
on my MacBook.
Yeah. It's not the same experience, you know.
Like we literally brought supersata and cheese to the drive-in.
Yeah, we did. We put in a little fucking container and we put it on the
Yeah,
console.
yeah. Like that's just not comparable. You know, it's not. It's not. You can't compare those ways of living,
Yeah.
dude. It's so hot in my room right now. It's absolute. It's an absolute. It's. I feel like Joe Rogan in a sauna. And I'm not kidding. I do feel like I'm right now. I feel like after 10 minutes, I'm gonna be contemplating life and like all that shit. Anyways, did you? Let's just we'll say the Loki review. So did you? Cause I'm fired up right now. Did you watch the game, the Italy game?
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I was off that day, so I was
Same
glad I
here.
got to watch it in its entirety.
Who'd you watch it with?
Well, by myself mostly, and then
Hmm.
uh, my mom came in with like when it got to extra time, and then my brother came upstairs for the penalty kicks, and then
Yeah, that's fair. It was
which was probably the the more exciting part of the game. But
well, yeah. I mean, I know you're not I'm not a hockey expert, but like at least for soccer, like um, it's tough because Spain definitely. Well, they had 70% possession during regular time,
yeah,
and extra time they had 77% possession, which is like it's almost rare. You don't see that often,
yeah,
and they've been playing that way the whole entire tournament. And most of their like I think 2 out of the 3 knockout games they had ended in either extra time or pen. I think both ended in one ended in I think one ended in extra time, and the other two ended in penalties.
yeah,
It's like you're playing like your style is working to the strengths of your team, but you if you can't finish,
yeah,
if you have 9 attempts and only two of them were on target,
right,
you have a problem.
yeah. It's
And
not gonna
I
work.
think,
you
yeah,
know.
it's exactly it's and that's relative to any team sport. If you, I mean, it's maybe different with basketball, but if you're shooting, if you have in hockey, if you have 40 attempts
Yeah,
and 15 of them hit the target, which is still a good decent amount of shots, but like in a full game, 40 attempts on net and you have like even 20.
Yeah.
If you're shooting at even 20, it's like, but your possession is 70%.
Right.
That's where it's like, and the only goal they scored it wasn't even like a possession, you know, central overload. It was a counterattack
Yeah.
on like a 4v3 off a corner. I think we come back from a corner, and
Yeah.
it was like a super fast play. It wasn't even like a possession. Like they
Hmm.
built it up, and like it was just a few good passes strung through, and then they passed it around a little bit top of the box.
Right.
Couple back and forth. So that was their goal. It wasn't even their tactic. It was just good improvised play.
Right.
Um, and then if you look the way Italy played, it was smart, I think. And I think people are saying they were lucky that they even won or went to penalties, and I disagree completely, because they had 6 attempts on net with 30% possession, even less than extra time,
Yeah.
and 4 of them were on target. Spain's lucky, in my opinion, because Italy hit the bar in the first half
Yeah.
and then hit the post at the beginning of the first half. So like, and they beat the keeper. It wasn't like it was some out of this world shot that was never going in and then like ricocheted off the post. Like
Right.
completely curved it around the keeper. Keeper was
Yeah.
stunned, couldn't move.
They got
The
by the goaltender. You know, like
it was an amazing shot. Great.
yeah.
It wasn't, you know what I mean. It wasn't like you ripped it from 50 yards out and like it wasn't something stupid like that. And
Right.
even Emerson's attempt on that was like, I mean, it wasn't even a deflection. It just hit. It just grazed the crossbar from an impossible angle too.
Yeah.
Where players usually score from there, it's hard, especially left backs. And that's the other thing. Speaking of left backs, arguably the player of the tournament, Leonardo Spinazzola, amazing
Yeah.
last name. He wasn't even playing. He's arguably the player of the tournament. Like he's arguably the best player at the tournament so far, and he was injured. I think it's like torn ACL. So we're missing him,
Yeah. For
which is
sure.
like I think that like that might be the difference between Italy and England, is Spinazzola not being there, because
Mhm.
he provided a lot of their attacking strength on the left side, which Emerson kind of was like throughout the game was getting better at,
Yeah.
but like isn't as consistent as Spinazzola. So you just have this like deflated left side that like
Yeah.
it's good, but it's not like against England. It's going to be tough. I
Yeah.
mean,
Like he's not Spinazzola, you know, like
exactly. That's the thing. It's not the same.
yeah.
But he still played well. I don't think he played bad at all. And like I'm getting frustrated with Immobile, because you know he played really good in the first couple games of the group stage, and then he's kind of disappeared a little bit. And
Yeah.
he's like they're gonna have to start playing him as a false nine. Like he has to have some sort of usefulness
Hmm.
in his play, or it's like I'm just gonna I'm gonna be super pissed off. I'm gonna start screaming at the TV. Like you have to do something, because he's a wasteful. He's
Yeah.
waste on that field. He's a pylon.
Yeah.
Waste time right
Exactly.
now, and he has to start dropping back and either getting starting plays and getting stuff moving forward, or he has to be more creative with his time on the ball in front of the net, because
Yeah.
he's choking, dude. Like we're sending him disgusting balls, and like
Hmm.
that sounded really weird. Disgusting passes, and he's just choking.
Yeah.
Like and then you see Chiesa, who like was sitting on the bench for most of this tournament and is coming on now, who's a Juventus player, and I've been praising Chiesa the past 6 months for his stuff at Juventus, and he comes on for he started the past 2 games. I think he started 3 games out of the 6 so far,
Hmm.
and he scored 2 goals. And he comes on and he does it himself. He
Yeah.
takes the ball, he gets, and then he almost, and I don't know if you remember, but that when I don't remember, he had the ball in front of the net, and then he just did like a backheel pass to Berardi, and Berardi he hit the keeper. It was a
Yeah.
horrible shot, but I'm like, if they had scored,
Yeah. God, it was a fucking hell of a play though.
oh my god, I was going nuts. I was like, oh my god. And Berardi's good, but that's a hard angle too.
Yeah.
If you're right-footed, it's like you have to put it above the keeper pretty much, or put it through his legs.
Right.
It'd be hard to get a far post. So you're just kind of sitting there like, uh, it's tough. It's tough for him to make that shot, like to get in the net.
Yeah.
But and then you look at this England game, dude. You probably didn't watch the England game, I'm assuming.
No.
Yeah, it was horrible. Anyways, England played good, and Denmark put up a fight, and they scored a disgusting free kick, like literally just a laser. He just shot a laser from like 25 yards out into the top corner. Nobody's saving it, and it was in extra time. No, it was right. It was in like the 60th minute. So Denmark was up 1-0, and we're like, oh my god, Denmark's gonna knock out England. It's gonna be an Italy Denmark final,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, Denmark let in an own goal, and it was like it was probably gonna go in. Like it was a play where Sterling was making a run for a pass, and then this one defender, Kiar, he tackled the ball and just went in the net,
Yeah.
and it deflected into the net pretty much. But Sterling was gonna get that ball probably, and he's probably gonna score. We don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But it was probably gonna be a goal there. But then England got and I just finished writing about it for my preview for the game. Um, England got very lucky. They actually got very lucky, like extremely lucky. Like they played better than Denmark and deserved to win the game, but they didn't deserve to win it like that. The way they
Right.
won it wasn't deserved. It wasn't a deserved win. It was just they
Right.
just played better.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate there's a stupid notion that if you play better during the game, like you seem to be playing better, like as if you deserve the win that you got.
Right.
Or if you didn't like same thing with Italy, like they didn't deserve their win. Well, they did because Spain didn't score on them.
Yeah.
When Spain had some like it's not I
Right.
don't get it. Also, like Spain knew they had to win, they had to score before penalties because they knew that their Italy's goal is way better, and
Yeah.
he proved it. I mean, he that save from Morata on the penalty shot was great.
That was a nice fucking
And
save.
people were and my friends were freaking out. They're like, all of our strikers, like all of our finishers are not like they're not on the field. Like who's taking these penalties? It was center mids and defenders taking penalties,
Yeah.
and they were disgusting. Like that last penalty was, I mean, like you just, it was. I mean, I, don't- I it was cheeky. I mean, it was just he literally just he looks one way, stops, feints the keeper, and then literally passes it into the right side of the net. It's like the most If you're a goalie, I'm a goalie. If you're a goalie, that is the most embarrassing thing that can ever happen to you.
Yeah.
Probably worse than getting like nutmegged in net, like through like 5-0 goals. Like that's probably even more embarrassing than that.
Yeah.
Just getting absolutely fainted. Like you go one way and he doesn't even like shoot it the other way.
I know, it just like rolls right by.
He stops moving
Yeah.
and then just passes it into the side of the net and you're on your knees and you're like,
Yeah.
and then you're eliminated.
You know what the other
You're
thing is too?
eliminated.
If the goalie makes that save, the shooter looks fucking horrible.
Well, that's the other thing too. That's the thing is it's the biggest risk and it's the greatest reward
Right.
because it's the winning penalty too. It's not like it's the first penalty of the game. It's like what are you
Yeah.
an idiot? Even if you score that, it's like, dude, okay, nice shot, but like, are you stupid?
Yeah, like what are you doing? Yeah.
Like that was just so Pirlo. Like this team is so 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Pirlo did the exact same thing except he went to the middle. He did the same thing. He feinted the keeper. The keeper went left, and he just passed it next to him.
Yeah.
Keeper just watched it go in. This team is so 2006 Italy. It makes me so excited. But they're more versatile though, and maybe not. They're kind of the exact same to be honest, because this game was exactly how the France final went when they won the cup in 06.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
exact same. If you watch the game, it's the exact same. France dominates possession the whole entire game. They're all over Italy, but their back four, Buffon, is just they're not letting it happen. They completely drop back. They locked up shop. They're parking the bus.
Yeah.
They're not even planning. They're not even planning on attacking. It's just counterattack.
Yeah.
They score on a corner kick. Materazzi, beautiful header, pointing to the skies. Anyways, and it's the same thing. They get their counterattack. Chiesa curls it around the keeper. It's 1-0.
Yeah.
France tied it up with their goal. I forget. I think if it was it the penalty shot or the header that went in. I think they scored a header as well. I can't remember now. And then Italy held them off, and Italy was a little bit more dominant in their extra time against France, but penalty shootouts. I think it was the same thing. I think it was 4-4, whatever it was, 4-2, whatever that is.
Mhm.
I think it was 4-2. I think it was the same thing. Um, uh, I think who was it? Grosso, Fabio Grosso had to score the final penalty. It was Fabio Grosso, and because the France player just missed, so he had to score to win, and he scored. And it's the exact same thing. And you could say that Italy. People say that Italy didn't deserve to win the World Cup against France. They didn't win. They didn't deserve it. That was a talk then that they didn't deserve it. And I wasn't around, but that's what I've heard is that there was people were upset because France was dominating that game.
Right.
10 years later, no one says that.
Hmm.
Talk about how absolutely disgusting that Italy team was,
Yeah.
and they're arguably like a top three international squad ever. Is that '06 team?
Yeah. Definitely.
Um, I'm going on these long, extremely boring soccer rants, but point being is that Italy's gross, and England are gross, but they're very underdeveloped. And I think they've played horrible. They've not played horrible teams, but they've played teams that are strong and like as chemistry wise, and like they're very like well built teams,
Yeah.
but they don't have an edge. Like England just has so many disgustingly good players who are extremely in form right now.
Yeah.
So, um, like everyone was talking about this England team before before it started, and we're like, this team is disgusting.
Hmm.
All these players are like 20s in their early 20s and stuff like that, but they're still a really gross team.
Yeah.
And they've improved as the tournament's gone on, but like they got an own goal and a lucky penalty to beat Denmark. Like they didn't even do it.
Yeah.
Like they dominated, but they couldn't even finish. Like,
Yeah. It's fluke, but
and the
it's.
penalty, and this is the thing about the penalty, which I didn't get to before. Here's the thing
Mm,
about the penalty that they scored. The penalty that they were given was off a challenge by a defender
yeah.
who didn't touch the player who got the penalty. Like he
Yeah.
dove.
Right.
He didn't touch him at all. And I don't blame the players for diving. I blame the refs for not catching it. To be honest,
Yeah.
because
I did see that play. That was. Fucking,
you're winning a foul. Like it's smart. It's
yeah.
the same thing as when James Harden when he shoots a three and he steps into you, so he gets the foul and he makes it look like you're stepping into his space. So he
Yeah.
gets a foul, and then he gets to score 4 points on you instead of scoring
Hmm.
three.
Right.
It's the same thing with the penalty shot. He dives in the box. In real time, it looks like a foul.
Hmm.
His foot, the guy completely misses the ball, but Sterling dives before he can even touch him. So there's no contact. So it's not a foul.
Right.
And then before that, there's an extra ball on the field, and the
Yeah.
ref did not stop the match. The rule is that if there's an extra or pretty much any foreign object, but especially a ball, I'm pretty sure it's specifically a ball, match has to be stopped. The ball has to be removed from the pitch.
Right.
Did it affect the play of the game? No. Does it really matter? Yes. It's kind of it's not even like it's the Tampa loophole.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm recording. Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like
Anyways, but
it's.
there's one more thing. There's three
Hmm.
things, and how that shouldn't even be a penalty.
Oh, the fucking laser thing too. Like,
Oh my
okay.
god,
Like,
it's ridiculous. And England got fined for it too.
so
They got
dumb. Like,
the FA got fined for it for
mm,
it wasn't even like it wasn't even a teammate. It was a fan.
yeah,
So now they're getting fined for some stupid fan. Um, and it's disgusting. And I wrote about it in my article. I'm like they did this. They deserve to beat Denmark. They played better. They
yeah.
got the better of Denmark. Um, but they won in classless fashion. Like
Yeah.
there's just absolutely nothing to be proud of from England there. Like
Mhm.
nothing to be proud of. Like you played better, congrats, but the second goal you scored is surrounded in so much trash and garbage
Yeah.
that like you should be worried and you should be discussing on how that shouldn't be how to win. And I don't get this win's a win bullshit. That doesn't matter. Um, you know, there wasn't any of that in the Italy game, and Italy's still getting all this hate from Spanish fans and soccer fans saying that they didn't deserve to win that game, and they're lucky to be in the finals. It's like,
But if
I
they
guess,
if they didn't deserve it though, they wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, there wasn't.
If Spain really deserved to win that game, they would have.
They would have scored and they would have put it away as people said they were going to, but they
Yeah,
didn't.
they had tons of possession.
Hmm.
They dominated in possession.
Yeah,
They
completely
just
dominated.
didn't fucking put the ball in the fucking net.
And it's funny because I was saying this the whole entire time to my brother, like before the game started. I said this to literally everybody.
Mm.
And I think when we hung out, it was right before the Belgium game.
Yep.
They hadn't even played yet, but I was with Spain at least. I didn't say this to you guys, but they have this foundation that can score goals, like that can get goal scoring chances.
Right.
And I think Spain had actually scored the most goals in the tournament so far, apparently. I think that's what I heard. And I'm like, really? I was kind of shocked by that. But their actual finishing is like not good. And if this team had had like Diego Costa, in like 2012 Torres and like a bunch of these great Spanish strikers that they had a few years ago,
Yeah.
when they had a lackluster midfield and lackluster defense, this would be a pretty gross team that probably would have won this actual tournament.
Yeah.
But they can't finish, and the striker that replaced Morata played horrible. He was moving great along the pitch. I think Spain's what they did better than Italy this game was their movement off the ball, um, playing against Italy's strengths and dragging players away, creating those pockets in front of the top of the box to get shots off.
Yeah.
But when you're playing against Chiellini and Bonucci, dude, you're not gonna score those shots. You're not. They're not gonna go in. You have
Yeah.
to get past them to score. You're not going to rip those shots on Italy, especially when you have Donnarumma in net. He made an
Right.
amazing save, and no one's talking about this. He made an amazing save. Almost took a shot from like 8 yards out, and Donnarumma just flew to the other side of the net and stopped it from going in. And I'm like,
Guy's a fucking tank too, and he's massive.
he's huge. I can't tell if he's fat or if he's skinny. That's how huge he is. You know what I mean? Or he's so built like just this like Neanderthal. Like he's just
Yeah.
him and Bellotti. I gotta put a picture. I'm gonna put a picture of Bellotti, and I should have just gotta put this up. Bellotti's head looks like a xenomorph. He has a xenomorph skull, dude. I'm not kidding. Look at this guy's head. Hold on. I need a good picture. Yeah, like look at.
Yeah, it does.
He's just built like a xenomorph. Like he's gross, dude. Anyways, and like our midfield, like the beginning, the first 10 minutes of the game, we actually played really well. Like we were dominating. I think I missed the first 4 minutes, but apparently we scored and it was offside.
Yes. If I remember correctly, yeah.
Like literally, I think we scored another goal that was outside as well. Scored another offside goal. I'm pretty sure. Later in the game, I think it was. I don't remember seeing that. It was a good finish too. He was offside by like a couple feet, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But um, I'm excited for the game on Sunday. I really
Yeah.
but I am worried because this thing the team has, especially Sterling. Raheem Sterling's like the way he's been moving, and the way he moves on and off the ball is disgusting, dude. And like that's gonna be a problem for Italy because even though a lot of our team is young, but it's hard to like. Chiellini and Bonucci are both like nearly 40 years old, and like it scares me that we have two 40-year-olds who are leading our defense right now
Yeah.
against like an extremely pacey young English team. But like, you just you can't doubt them. It's very hard to doubt them because they seem to come out on top. And like Chiellini had one like glare in that game, and that's when they scored.
Yeah.
Besides that, he was playing incredible. Him and Bonucci, who I refer to as GOATNUCCI. That's my when he scored the penalty, when he scored his penalty, because he skied his penalty, I think, a few years back, and they were eliminated. I think it was from the Euros against England. I forget who it was against. It might have been France or Germany. I forget. and he skied his penalty shot, and they got eliminated, and he scored it, and he sent the keeper the wrong way, and he just put it in the side of the net, and I'm like, GOATNUCCI. But I love it, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just happy, and I'm happy to see them doing well. Like, I'm happy. I'm here to like experience this, and like obviously going to Clifton Hill and like celebrating is like intense, dude.
Well,
And
especially because like the last few years, like they didn't even qualify for the last.
well,
Was it
since
the World
20,
Cup they didn't qualify for?
literally, like it's like no one's. I mean, they're kind of this like they're not a dark horse, but they have this like revenge tale going on. I feel like where it's since like they didn't qualify for the last one, they just since September of 2018, they haven't lost a match, and that's been 33 matches. And it's like there's something to be said about that going into this game where you have 33 matches unbeaten,
Yeah.
and you've beat some really quality teams in those matches, and a lot of shutouts. And it's like it's not an easy game for England, and people keep acting like this is going to be some sort of easy game for England. I
No.
don't know why. There's just because they've played good against Denmark. It's like that was just
Congrats.
Denmark played really strong. They have a really solid team, but like
Yeah.
they're not Spain. Like they're not Germany. I mean, Germany was horrible this year, but they weren't like a France or a Portugal or like
Yeah.
or Belgium. Belgium was the number one ranked team in the
Even yeah.
world.
Yeah. Even them.
They were a number one ranked team in the world, and we completely just dismantled their defense. Completely dismantled it. Like
Yeah.
just completely picked it apart. And even though we only scored two, and the goal they scored in was two, and it was offside. The first one they scored was offside. There's that, and it was definitely offside. The second goal near the end of the game was like I didn't even see it. My brother said it was extremely lucky that goal even happened, and it was like that was I think that was the first time they conceded. I think against that was against Austria. I'm talking about Austria.
Yeah.
Belgium scored a penalty kick, which was arguably a penalty, arguably wasn't a penalty. He was diving, and then there was a foul after the dive.
Yeah.
It was a bit shifty, but you know what? Sports right now, sports are just carrying my life.
Yeah, man.
Literally, just I could give a fuck about Fast and Furious 9. Everyone's like, oh my god, like we just found like 700,000 more indigenous kids. And I'm like, dude, the Italy game's on. Not paying attention. Like Michael, why don't you say anything about this? And I'm like, dude, she the Italy game? She Chiesa? See him wrap around the keeper. Leave. He didn't even move.
Did you see that fucking shot?
Really shy. Game. It was cheeky. You didn't see the game. You weren't at Clifton Hill.
You didn't see everybody's fucking flags on their cars and fucking.
Dude, it was. We were driving. It wasn't even like during the celebrations. It was like after it was like at like 9 o'clock. Me and my buddy were driving to my friend's house, and we saw some guy in a car next to us at a red light wearing an Italy jersey. We're just like
just like
like there's like a
yeah.
And I'm not sure if I talked about it already, but this idea that we're not supposed to celebrate is like ridiculous. Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to get hyped up.
Yeah.
This is what you want. This is what you're supposed to do as fans. You're not supposed to sit there and be like, it's only the semifinals. It's like, yeah, now we're in the finals now. There's only one of us.
Yeah.
You're supposed to when Canada plays in the Olympics, every single game, everybody goes nuts.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like quarterfinals and semis and finals, dude, we go nuts. Why? Because you're proud. That's why. What do you think Denmark fans were doing when they went to the semis?
Yeah, the exact same thing.
What do you think England fans do every single day?
Yeah.
That they breathe is they just yell that it's coming home.
Yeah.
They've done it for 56 years now? 54 years, whatever it is, however long it's 60 years, 64 years. How long has it been since they
something like that?
The last time they won, I think, was in 66, I believe.
Yeah, back in the fucking dark ages.
I think it's literally the last time they won was King Henry was fucking reigning over there. The last time they won, they had 13 other colonies that they were ruling. They had India, the rest of the world, and Africa under their grasp. Anyways,
yeah.
They've been saying it's coming home for literally like the song itself has been out for like 30 years now, I think. But like they do the same thing. They've been celebrating since before this tournament even started. Like they're
Yeah,
literally saying it's coming home. Like it's
since since it started.
yeah. Like of course you're gonna get nuts after they win every single game. Why? Because you can. Passionate,
Hmm.
proud. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right. Which actually speaking of that,
Kucherov.
yeah. um
Yeah, bird.
yeah, you know what, that kind of pissed me off actually that he said that, because he for you know, if you're listening and you don't know, Nikita Kucherov on Tampa Bay Lightning,
Yeah,
um
Prokhorov. Yeah,
yeah, he's absolutely hammered already when he did his fucking post game.
yeah.
um
Did all the lines ever, but it's fine.
yeah. But he said something that Montreal fans were celebrating too much after their win in the game before.
Yeah, he said Vegas was their final,
Yeah,
and I'm like, how drunk are you? What does that even mean? Vegas was their final. What do you mean?
yeah, meaning that they like won a series that they probably shouldn't have. Um,
Was it or was he just? I was. I think he's. Just, I think I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, and it's
yeah,
and I
I
find it completely just like speaking of classless fans and teams.
yeah, it's kind of
You know,
disrespectful because
are you dissing
when
Vegas as well now? All of a sudden, like, is that what you're trying to do? Is
but let's say it was switched, right? Let's say he was on Montreal, or like let's say Montreal was up whatever 3 games to nothing, and Tampa won that one game.
yeah, facing elimination. Yeah,
Right. As a fan of that team, you still have hope, right? That was one game. You got one game down in the fucking Stanley Cup final. You're one
which
of 2 teams remaining in the tournament.
you were supposed to get swept as well. This
Right.
team. That was the whole thing. Was they're supposed to get swept by
Right.
Tampa and Vegas
Which
and Toronto, but
which like
yeah,
that, yeah, like, you know,
and
um
Winnipeg.
yeah, which, but you know what? They came together. That Montreal had a fucking great playoff, which good for them because they probably won't be back there for a while.
Who knows? Well, I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah,
But
it's one of
it's
those
you
things
know
where it's
it's not
yeah,
going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for them now with the
no.
divisions going back to normal next season.
But again they did play two American teams in their and arguably two of the best American teams
Yep.
in the
Vegas. I think Vegas finished uh, definitely top 5 in the NHL. I think they were just
yeah.
third or fourth.
I mean, it's the thing is that they were arguably playing. They played American teams and still did. I mean, besides Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
I guess because Tampa are cracked, but
Yeah.
um, you know, I don't think they're gonna win it next year. I wouldn't put money on it,
No.
but I think this may have put some new life into them. I
Yeah.
think it's you know what I mean. Like they have some. There's I mean, it could be just like another thing with the Raptors, where like, it was different. It's a whole different situation, but I think it sparked some life. I think into their franchise that may give them a boost next year.
Yeah. If they play most of next season the way they played through these playoffs, they'll have a shot.
Yeah.
But and you know what? You know it's really fucking annoying too. People getting on Tampa Bay being over the salary cap and all that other fucking bullshit. First
Yeah.
of all, doesn't count. The salary cap doesn't count in the playoffs. You can go any team could go over that much if they really wanted to.
Right. Yes, it's not exclusive. Yeah.
Right. Every
Mhm.
team in the playoffs was over the cap, just not by $18 million. But also Tampa fucking played their asses off that entire fucking playoff. Every team they beat was tough, and you know they didn't have a free ride by any stretch,
Mhm.
mind you, until Montreal. But even then,
Yeah. I mean, I mean, they won yesterday, 1-0, but it wasn't an easy win.
yeah, like you know, it
Very.
was,
I mean,
they,
Vasilevsky played insane last night.
yeah, that fucking goalie's out of his mind too. He's fucking so good.
Yeah.
But there's just there was no way Montreal was gonna beat them.
There's sometimes their teams are just too good.
Yeah, like there were just Tampa had almost no weak spots on their team, and unfortunately, Montreal just
Like, and I'm a Habs fan. That's the thing too. Like, I'm a Montreal, so it's hard for me to like watch that game and be like, damn, it's just a better team, dude.
yeah,
Like, it's like I'm not saying I'm honored because I'm not honored, but like it's interesting to like we lost to that Tampa team. It wasn't like we lost to like
yeah. You didn't lose this
some,
fucking
you know,
Toronto, like
exactly.
you
Like
know.
that's the thing. And it was like hell of a run too. Like you should be proud.
Yeah,
Like
definitely. Because
and there shouldn't be a parade.
right,
Talks about this fucking runner-up parade is like
yeah,
ridiculous, but like
no, that's
I mean, being proud of it though is definitely a necessity if you're a Habs fan. Like you shouldn't be
yeah,
upset that they lost. I mean, you should be upset. Like my dad, I mean, for him, he's a Habs fan, lifelong Habs fan.
yeah.
He probably
Like
won't see this again before he dies.
yeah, like I mean,
Like,
it sucks to see your team lose, but when most people were counting them out, even against the Leafs in the first round,
yeah,
which by the way, last time I bet against the Leafs, or bet with the Leafs,
last time, yeah,
I had them in 5. You know what? Never doing it again until they win
dude.
a fucking series.
I don't even really watch hockey. I just I catch what I can during the season, and
Hmm.
it's usually Habs games. So I obviously watched 14 Leafs games this year.
Yeah,
I said Leafs in 5. I'm like Leafs in 5.
yeah,
Habs will put up a fight. It'll be close though. Won't be. They're not gonna get thrashed every game,
mm,
but they will put up close fights and they'll win one and they might get thrashed one, but Leafs
yeah,
in 5, maybe 6 if they can really play well.
yeah. And
Tampa and Winnipeg in 4. Once they get past the Leafs, like they're gonna have to play Winnipeg and they're gonna get thrashed at Winnipeg and then they literally swept Winnipeg,
yeah,
swept them.
yep.
Vegas
Would they beat Vegas in 7?
6,
6 games.
yeah, beat Vegas in 6.
Even
Vegas
that.
only got
I
2.
it's just something about every team the Habs played, whether it was Toronto, Winnipeg, Vegas, all 3 of those teams totally disappeared. Like none of Toronto's guys were putting the puck in the net in that series. They're good players.
Yeah,
Ghosts.
Vegas was
Winnipeg,
carried by fucking Petrangelo.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Fleury too in
yeah,
net
Flurry,
was a god,
disgusting.
but they're them too. Rest of the team, their forwards weren't putting the puck in the net. Winnipeg didn't score any fucking goals barely. Like it was I don't know, it was weird.
I mean, and I think I don't want to. Yeah, I don't think it's like I think Montreal played well defensively too. I think that's why
Yeah,
you watch those games. Like they really did a good job of isolating players, but you can't even say that that isn't the full story because you saw those players choke as well,
right, right,
and who knows if it's pressure. There's an interesting thing to be said about that. Like people think that just like England is playing with a home advantage
right.
on for the finals. They're playing at Wembley,
Yep.
and there will probably be like 10 Italy fans there because of COVID. Um, so it's going to be like tens of thousands of England fans probably will be inside that stadium cheering for England, waiting to see England's when their first major championship win since 1966 or whatever it is.
Yep.
They're practically the Leafs of soccer. They are the Leafs of soccer,
Yeah.
and maybe that pressure. And I'm saying this after they've beaten that pressure throughout the tournament, but maybe this pressure isn't exactly what they need. They're a young team. We haven't seen them panic yet because they haven't really had to panic yet. That's the thing.
Right.
You'd say they could have panicked against Denmark because whatever, an own goal. Like it wasn't like they strung together this magnet. They didn't score. Like you didn't score. You did not score. I don't get this notion that like because you put together some good plays that like you automatically now are you've shown that you're the greatest team ever and that you can overcome any adversity.
Right.
Like squeezing out a win like Italy did at the skin of their teeth against Spain,
Yeah.
holding back on defense, knowing that they can't really finish,
Mm-hmm.
is much smarter than Gareth Southgate trying to force the England team to play. And you know what? They were playing good England. They were playing a lot of good plays.
Yeah.
And arguably that own goal is because of a good play. They didn't put one in the back of the net until Harry Kane took a shit penalty against a keeper who's getting blinded by a fan
Right.
after it was a bad penalty call and there was a ball in the field.
Yeah.
England have to win this game
Mm-hmm.
in like the first 60 minutes or they're going to get thrashed.
Yeah.
I think. And I know we just switched back from Euro to Stanley Cup to Euro again, but like it's just I hate it. I hate it. Like if you're not scoring,
Yeah.
if you're not doing what you need to do to win the game,
Yeah.
what are we talking about here? Like what dominance are we actually talking about here? That Germany team in 2014 who won the World Cup
Mm-hmm.
scored 7 goals against Brazil in the home country and Rio de Janeiro. They scored 7 goals on a team.
Yeah.
And knocked them out of their own tournament pretty much.
Yep.
That's dominance, dude. That's dominance.
Yep. And
You know
that's
what I mean?
like
Tampa Bay against Montreal. That's dominance.
yeah.
That is dominating a team. Is winning against, is beating them.
Yeah.
Edging
But
them out.
in all facets of the game though with Tampa, like it was like
exactly.
physically they were running them down. The goaltending was better. The forwards were scoring the goal. You know what I mean? It's a
machine.
collective effort, right?
Yeah. It's just and that's the thing too, like okay, Tampa didn't score 7 goals last night. They scored 1, but they locked it down completely defensively and they made sure the Habs could not. I mean, they had a lot of good chances. So I don't want to say it was like it's not like they didn't have, but Tampa had like whatever, it was like 45 shots, 42 shots, something like that.
Yeah.
Montreal like 33. So it's like they just dominated in every aspect, and that's actual domination.
Yeah.
And,
which I feel like it shows a little bit more in hockey when it's, when you see a team rack up the shots on one side and then not so much on the other. Like I think after the first period in last night's game, the shots were like fucking 13-4 or something for Tampa after 20 minutes, which a lot of times when the numbers are that lopsided, that kind of tells you the story of how it played out, right? You can tell that Tampa was the more dominant team and, they're throwing more pucks on the net. But like we were saying before, you got to put the fucking thing in the net. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Montreal finished that game with fucking 30 something shots, but
just a good amount of shots too.
Yeah. Which, especially against a good goalie, you're going to want to test them, right?
Exactly. And that's what you need to do. And it gets annoying when, but you only need 1 goal sometimes. You don't need to have 4. Like you only need 1. Like you don't need to. Like Italy beat Turkey 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of that it was 3-0. In my opinion, 3-0. They were able to thrash a team without getting scored on.
Right.
Same thing with Switzerland. 3-0. Didn't get scored on, and that Switzerland team knocked out France, who are the World Cup winners. England knocked out Ukraine, just barely beat Sweden, and that was a good Swedish team too, in my opinion. Probably the best in a very long time. Ukraine complete choke. That thrashed England 4-0. Right. Their top striker showed up finally showed up when it mattered. Thank God, unlike ours. But we'll see Sunday. I guess is when it's tough. My preview was hard to write. It was hard to write a preview for this game because I was really fired up about how people's reactions to this game and the refereeing and VAR got added and goal line technology got added because of all these mistakes kept happening in soccer that were causing in these tournaments were causing tremendous defeats. Like England, actually, I'm pretty sure Frank Lampard had a shot off the bar. Looked like it hit the line. Was actually behind the line. It was a goal, but they didn't count it because real time it wasn't a goal. They couldn't. It was too fast.
Right.
So they had goal line technology. Great. So now we also have now a VAR. So we have videos as a replay, just video replay, instant replay, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And they never use it when they need to. But when someone is 1 centimeter offside, they replay it.
Yeah, that's when they do it.
But when, clearly Sterling doesn't get touched, and clearly there's another ball in the field, and clearly Schmeichel's being blinded by a player or a fan on the other team.
Yeah.
There's nothing except a little fine. Only gets fined. So, and here's the thing about Denmark too. Their top player, Christian Eriksen, had a heart attack in their first game. Was left out, did not return to play. That was their captain. That was their best team. That was their best player on the team. Had a heart attack in the middle of a game. His kids were there, his family was there, and they went all the way to the semifinals. Fucking Denmark. Who? Denmark?
Yeah.
One of the poorest countries in Europe. Ukraine too, ravaged by war, just completely thrashed by Russia every single day of the year. Just a war-torn country, and they thrashed. Congrats, Denmark. Imagine if Denmark went to the finals. What the story that would have been, even to the semis, and they lost because of. Where's the VAR? Where is it? I'm just
yeah,
curious.
I know.
In these moments, like the refereeing, it's despicable. I mean, it's and it was a bad challenge too. Like that player completely missed the ball, but he also missed the player.
Yeah.
So it's not a foul.
Right.
What am I missing?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the British commentator even said himself, he goes, I don't care. British commentator's like, I don't care. They scored. They're going to the finals. I mean, he probably was born the last time before they even won. He probably born when they won the cup last time, World Cup. He seemed like an old guy. So I got to sit here and rant like a loser. We've been talking about this for like 45 minutes now, probably. But there's a little part of my article. So it's about 3 lines where I just talk about how. And let me find it. Actually, I'm gonna fucking pull it up and read it live. However, let me see. Even though they outplayed Denmark, they won in a completely classless fashion, with the shady penalty call added with the ref not stopping the game when an extra ball is in the field, plus an England fan shining a light in Casper Schmeichel's eyes, makes England even less worthy of playing in that European Cup final.
Yeah, but that's pretty fair to say, I think.
Oh, but they won. They played better, so they deserved it. Sure. But there's principle, and I think it's worse than the 18 mil, the cap salary thing.
Yeah,
I think it's much worse than that because that's a loophole.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
Actually, and I'm sure many teams have probably done that before, just not with as much money.
Right.
So,
But that's what's annoying, and then but then it's because like, oh, they were over the salary cap, so they shouldn't have won. Yeah, well, guess what? That's not the team's fault. It's the league's fault. The team took advantage of a loophole that the league created, and actually, here they are.
Tampa voted actually against it, I think.
And they won back-to-back Stanley Cups from last year and this year. You don't fucking do that by accident. You don't do that by cheating. Like, you know what I mean?
You could, but yeah, sorry.
Well,
yeah.
But it doesn't happen. Like you can't.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird because it's like, I mean, obviously they rested Kucherov and he sat out, and that's the thing too. It pissed me off more when I wasn't really that mad about it because I'm like, it's a loophole. I mean, like, this is the league's fault. Why aren't they enforcing against this?
Well, because they did keep Kucherov on the IR for an extra month, even though he was healthy.
But then he's sitting there talking shit after they win, and I'm like,
but even with him in the lineup, they still would have been over by like $10 million. It's not like it was just him.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't him and Stamkos.
Oh yeah, their whole fucking team was it. Stamkos is a fucking band-aid. He's made of glass. Fucking last year in the playoffs, he came back in the final. He played 2 minutes and then he got hurt again.
Literally, it's insane. And you know what? One thing I have to before we go to our Loki review, one thing I have to mention is that I hate the NBA part for one reason. Multiple reasons, but one reason in particular is when they hand off the championship, they hand it to the owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Tim and Sid post this. Well, not Tim and Sid, but Tim. Recipes Tim and Sid, but Tim Metcalf posted this from his show Tim and Friends, which nobody probably watches anymore. But anyways, it was about how the cup got handed to Stamkos first, not to.
Right.
the owner of the team, which is the most annoying. It's the same thing with football. They own it. They hand it to the owner of the team first. They lift it up first. They get to kiss it and make out with the trophy, and they hand it to the captain of the team, who did all the actual work.
Right.
You could put any about the races for a second, but you could put any certain ethnicity, cultured person who has a lot of money behind a team, and they could fund it, and that's it. And they take the biggest risk. Blah 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 blah. So does the player.
Yeah.
They take a risk by playing for a team at a certain price because now they have to perform well, or else they won't be able to feed their kids anymore.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
And that's what I like about the NHLs, because usually the owner is one of the last people to get to
and that's how
lift
it
the
should
cup,
be. That's how it
right?
should be.
Because like for me, I love that it goes to the captain first, because that's the fucking leader of the team.
It
Usually it's
shouldn't
one of
even be
their best
debated.
players.
It shouldn't even be
Yeah.
debated. It makes zero sense any other way.
Right.
Zero
And
sense.
then
There's no reason for the Raptors' first championship to be held up by what's his fucking face, owner MLSE, uh, Bowman, some Jewish guy. Sorry, had to say it's some Jewish guy. I forget his name, but looking it up right now.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm like when I saw him, I was yelling at the TV. I'm like, why isn't this Kyle Lowry holding it up?
Larry Tannenbaum, that's
Tannenbaum, Bauman, Tannenbaum, same thing.
it.
Fucking Fitzgerald. Anyways, uh, why is he holding it before Kyle Lowry? Kyle Lowry has put in his blood, sweat, and tears to this team.
Right.
Literally blood, sweat, and tears. Like was literally bleeding during games, um, and crying. Like, and he gets to hold it up second after fucking what's his face again? I can't. What's in it? I can't forget it. Tannenbaum. Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum, yeah.
Like, I haven't even seen this guy's face at all during the season. At least the one for the Habs. Like you see him there every game. He's
Yeah.
fucking. That's the owner, right? With the young guy, youngish guy with the hair and the jacket and the suits.
Their general manager, yeah.
That's the GM. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't. You don't even see this guy. Like you don't even see him really even like supporting the team until they go to the finals.
Right.
You know that Raptors. Anyways, I don't want to go on a Raptors rant, but yeah, dude. I mean, as long as I'm sad. Maybe Montreal losing means Italy's gonna lose. I don't know. Maybe that's like bad luck for me now that they lost. But wearing the Buffon jersey, he should have been there for Italy right now. He should be on the bench, but it's fine. It's all good. So speaking of classless fucking scumbags, Loki. Uh, so what do you think of episode 3, 4, and 5? What'd you think? What'd you think about it though? Honestly, this all seriously, Michael. What do you think of episode 3, 4, and 5? Because people want to hear your thoughts.
I'm sure they do. Um, this show is I feel like it's pretty ambitious, which I like. Um, honestly, I this whole every episode kind of keeps building in a way that it's still intriguing. You know what I mean? Like the show hasn't lost me. Um,
Yeah, episode 6 though, or episode 5, it was losing me. Interesting.
yeah,
My brother disagreed with me on that, but I'm like, it felt a little bit fillerish.
yeah, which I get. Um, I still kind of liked it. Like I didn't think it was a bad episode.
No, I think it was bad either. Just I was not the Loki duplicate stuff was so boring to me. I was like, wow, this is
Yeah,
so
it's
not
just
interesting.
yeah, it didn't need to happen.
All these actors suck. All these except for Richard E. Goat though. Richard E. Goat. I
Yeah.
mean, the absolute goat, Richard E. Grant.
You know what? You know what? God bless him for getting in fucking
God
green and yellow tights.
Yeah, honestly though.
I liked him actually.
Yeah,
He was
he
that was a
carried.
good choice.
Carried.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I love the dynamic between Loki and Sylvie. I think I really like that.
Mm.
Um absolute peace, by the way.
Yeah. Is she Italian? She
Um,
has a very Italian name.
yeah, what's her?
It's like Sophia, like DiGiorno or something. I'm like, dude,
It's
it's
not
like
delivery.
it's like Bippity Boppy Delicio or something like that. I forget.
um, what's her fucking name? Sophia DiMartino. That's it. Um,
Yeah. Where's she from? You gotta look that up.
she's not like right off the boat from Italy, eh? No, there's no way. Oh, she's from the UK.
Yeah, but it's Sophia Di Martino. Like she's Italian.
She was born in Nottingham in the UK.
Yeah, we're parents from though. I mean, come on.
Well,
Sicilian, 100%.
yeah. Um, no, definitely. Are you kidding? She's some fucking just some English girl, and her name is fucking DiMartino.
Literally. Anyways.
Yeah, man. I honestly, I think this is probably the best show so far out of the three.
And they just keep impressing me with their cinematography and.
I was just saying that in the last episode. I said to my brother, I'm like, these are shot fucking almost better than the movies are.
They are.
Like,
they are.
All three of these shows look incredible.
Wait, there's a much more, and they're not Taxi Driver. Like I'm not saying this is some sort of cinematic masterpiece, but like they're adding a visual flair.
Yeah.
Not a flare lens, but I mean like a flare.
Yeah.
To style.
Like, yeah.
Actual flare, not flare lens, but
right.
There's a visual flair that is actually intriguing. And if I wasn't watching it on my shitty MacBook, it'd be even more intriguing. Not shitty MacBook, the shitty quality on my MacBook from the shitty streams. But so I'm watching Disney Plus because I'm a bitch. Yeah, dude. I'm happy with that it's doing that, and I think also my brother was like dissing Owen Wilson in this show, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He's absolutely goated in this show.
Yeah,
I
like him a lot.
All the characters except for those two characters and Sylvie kind of just pissed me off. That's the thing, though. Supporting cast, I think, has been pretty weak.
Yeah, the TVA.
All the TVA members are pissing me off.
That one chick from Batman vs Superman, I'm not a fan of.
Batman vs Superman. Oh, that was the chick from Africa.
Yeah.
Wherever they were, like Middle East somewhere. I forget where she was from.
But... Yeah, that girl. Yeah. Not a fan of her in this show.
That's what she was in.
Yeah. Even fucking the other one, fucking
the TVA judge lady.
Yeah, the judge. Even her, I'm not really a big fan.
She's been okay. Yeah. Nothing impressing though. Nothing impressive.
Yeah. Well, not when she's up against when she's in a scene with like Owen Wilson and like how good he is in the show. It's just
it's hard. Yeah. But I mean, like it doesn't. People who act better, like it's not.
Yeah,
And yeah, I don't want to keep going further because I have a theory on their casting for this show, and it's. Anyways, but point being is it's a weird casting for the show, but it's worked out for the most part. I just think that there needs to be more. How do I say this? It's just better stuff that isn't Loki and Sylvie has to be more. Has to get tighter.
Yeah,
because it's very not good, some of it.
Which I mean, like going in like the one episode left. So I mean, yeah, I'm not expecting great things, but
neither am I. That's the thing. I feel like that's what I was expecting. Was like it was gonna get worse as it went on, as pretty much both shows kind of did.
Yeah,
it just got worse because they stopped dealing less with the characters and more with like we have to fight the giant space monster thing, or like we have to fight the giant. We have to fight. There has to be a fight. So that you scrap all of the interesting character stuff and you have to go watch a mediocre fight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's tough, but
yeah, and you know what though? I love that they decided to do this show because I like kind of getting more into Loki's head and his thought process, and
Mm-hmm.
especially kind of seeing him evolve since, like, because this is 2012 Loki.
Yeah.
So from the first episode, he kind of, he's becoming more of who he was, like, in the actual timeline.
Well, yeah, exactly. So
You know.
it's interesting to watch because you have
Mm-hmm.
to keep remembering that it's not the same Loki that we've seen since Ragnarok and whatnot, and
Right.
but he's seen that part of himself and that side, so he kind of knows.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been through it, but he's seen it. Anyways,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and that they did tease the like multiple Loki stuff more, and it was very I wasn't that into it. I don't know, it just didn't hit me as I thought as I hoped it would.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought, like, I liked kind of the idea of that, like, when you get, like, fucking jab with the stick, that they just, like, dump you in some fucking random, like, part of the timeline, and then you
yes,
literally just go there to die, basically. Like, that's
yeah,
kind of fucked up.
it is pretty fucked up. The TVA is pretty fucked up. But then you see like like who even is the TVA now? Like who's behind this? Like who we don't know.
Oh yeah, because we
Um,
found out
it-
the
they're fake.
timekeepers are all
Yeah,
fucking robots.
yeah, shocker.
Yeah.
I was literally not. I mean, that happened. I was like, wow. I thought they were setting up a Wizard of Oz thing. That's what I was. As soon as I saw him, like, this is Wizard of Oz, dude.
Mhm.
This is
Well, I was like,
every
the
time
whole time I'm like, there's no way they're like, these people are actually real, because, like,
didn't
you
believe
don't
any.
see them until the fifth episode or the fourth episode.
That's why I was like when you get that vibe, and then all they had to do was show big puppet looking guys in
Hmm.
front of a big blue thing or like some big screen, like some sort of
Which
big
was a fucking
area.
great shot, though. When the first time you see them,
Yeah, it's
like
pretty
when they
sick.
were even you go into that room, you see that was pretty cool.
The CGI has been like a little bit shifty for the show, but it's a TV show, so I'm giving it a little bit of uh,
Yeah,
a break. It's been slightly shifty
I
CGI.
yeah, like, I'm giving them a bit of a pass on the timekeepers, because they're, like, they were robots to begin with, so I get it.
Yeah, but like
Um,
I was like that's some Wizard of Oz shit, dude. Like it just the whole thing is just like ooh the timeline ooh, and I'm like and these are not that's not it, dude. This is the fourth episode.
yeah,
These are the guys, the big blue guys. This is it.
yeah, right.
So who's it gonna be like? Was it like Mephisto or something? Who is it? I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the Mephisto appearance. Probably gonna be like King the Conqueror or something. Probably gonna set up King. That's what I'm
That's what
assuming.
it seems like.
That's what I would assume it'd be King the Conqueror. Or someone said
Jonathan
Scarlet.
Majors, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's an interesting casting. I like it.
Hmm.
I like it. I like it. Yo, when's is it? No, never mind. Someone else. That's a Abdul Mateen, whatever his name is. Keep forgetting his name.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
yeah Abdul Mateen. Sorry, my bad. Um, he's in a Candyman, right?
Yep,
Candyman's coming out soon, or is it already
sure
out?
is. No, it's coming out
August.
in a couple months or next month or something like that.
Okay.
Looks good though. I like the
Yeah.
trailer. Oh, they put out the trailer for that.
What if show?
Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I saw the thing about Chadwick Boseman playing his final appearance as Black Panthers in that show, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm. That comes out, I think, in August.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. They have lot of potential there. It'd be cool.
The animation looks really good though, honestly.
It does. From the shots that I saw, I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Hmm.
It'll be fun to watch.
It's very looks very, like, almost Spider-Verse esque. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, I get that. I like it. It'll be interesting. 100%. What else? Film news wise, I feel like it's been slow. The whole Amber Heard controversy got sparked up again, and I didn't get too much into it because Italy's playing right now. Sorry. So, um,
That has most of our attention right now.
I mean, like literally the next 3 days, I'm just going to be thinking about it.
Yep.
Like tomorrow's gonna roll. I'm gonna work 8 to 5 tomorrow. Getting it off work. Gonna think about it. Well, what do you want me to say? Oh,
Yeah.
oh. I'm gonna insert every single clip and picture of me at that fucking on Clifton Hill, dude. And remind me never to take off my shirt again because I haven't been getting too much love. Let's just say that. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone's like, hey, Mike, dad bod. Uh, Luca, yeah. Someone said, look at that absolute barrel on Calabrese, and I'm like, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
I'm not too offended by it. I'm not taking it too personally. I'm just gonna walk it off. Get back, get stronger for the next game. Um, we'll be shirtless. I'm not gonna be shirtless next time. I'm just not gonna be shirtless.
you know what? Fuck it. Italy's playing on Sunday. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, to be honest. What else matters for that? Be honest with me. What else matters?
Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters.
And then, and there's always the Metallica references on this fucking podcast.
Speaking of Metallica references, did you? I don't know. I was just gonna force a Metallica conversation in again. We talked about the Nothing Else Matters song though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did already. Okay, yeah, we did. I remember that now.
A couple weeks back, yeah.
What else?
Yeah, man. Fucking Vin Diesel, you know?
Man, the memes have been great.
I know.
I saw a Filipino Vin Diesel one that made me laugh a lot. Amali. I was pissing myself, dude. Oh my god.
Fast 9, you know.
Dan Diesel. Amali.
Can't wait for the 10th one.
Like when they go to space and fight dinosaurs.
And the Jurassic World crossover and the fucking.
And then Vin, it's gonna be Fast and Furious in China. They're just gonna go to China, and it's gonna be them slaughtering the Uyghur Muslims. Oh, controversial. Clip it or cut it out of the podcast. I don't know. I'll have to see. It's okay. I'm not gonna cut it out. I'm too lazy to do that. How long's it been, dude? I feel like it's been 3 years since recording. I think it's it. I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Yeah, dude. Hold on. New Tyler Creator album though. Hold on, new Tyler Creator album. I'm sure you haven't heard it. Shit is so fucking fire, dude. He's so good. He's so fucking good. He's insane. He's literally insane. He's so good at making music. It's fucking nuts. I had to shout that out real quick because, and also, it's too good. It's just too good, dude. And he's been performing. His performances are amazing that I've been watching on YouTube. I'm jealous because Doug Ford, you're an absolute fucking pig, and I want to go see concerts, but you won't let us. I have to go like May to see like Rage Against the Machine with fucking Run the Jewels, which costs fucking $400 a ticket. I can go see Tame in October. Apparently, I can go see Tame Impala possibly in October.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'm waiting for Metallica to announce their concert, but they won't because Doug Ford, Justin Trudeau. Hey guys, Doug Ford's like, hey, everything's pretty much open back up. You see the clip of him where he's like, everything's open back up right now except for like strip joints, indoor dining, and I think something else. And like, oh yeah, gyms, concerts, sports. What else? Indoor malls. Are they open back up yet? Is Penn open back up?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Like, I'm sorry, Doug. You didn't. We're still like half of us are vaccinated. We're still wearing masks. Why?
Especially now, like just fucking. Saw something
Why?
today where it was like 9. It was I think it was like what 95% of COVID cases now are all people who aren't vaccinated. Funny how that works.
Let him die.
Funny how that works.
Hey, I'm not waiting for you guys. At this point, I got vaccinated. I'm gonna get fully vaccinated very soon. Hey man, I was there on Sunday or Tuesday at Clifton Hill. Hundreds of people there. Felt like probably hundreds of people there.
Yep.
unmasked. So liberating. So liberating. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. Saw everybody's faces, very beautiful faces, like seeing your faces.
You know how many times I see
It's-
somebody and I have to fucking pull it down because they don't fucking. Sick of it, bro. Fucking sick of it.
And the
Fucking
black,
Ford,
the
you
one that the
fucking
black
fat
mask that I
slug.
have, the
Anyway.
black mask that I have, it like just rapes my ear,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, ow, and it sucks. But anyways, but you know what? We have to do it because people matter and their feelings. And how about? Like, I know this one kid who he always comments on Six Buzz's posts about COVID, and he always is in support of like masks and like to a point where it's like ridiculous. Like, so they were talking about how like on the post about how uh people were talking about a fourth shutdown, and he was like, good. And I'm like, oh my god, some people are so
Hey, not
far,
good.
like they're so far left, and like they think they're so smart and good about like this, that they're practically just Nazis. Like you're practically just as worse as the people who stormed the Capitol. Like you're the same person, dude. You're just the same person, different font. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing, just a different font. You know what I mean? Like I just, you're retarded. You're not radical. You're just retarded.
Yeah. This, you know.
Radical is an inherently positive term, but we have retards who are the face of radical uh, social ideas. Anyways, not the point. This isn't a fucking podcast about politics, but getting pissed off. It's fine. Anyways, okay, guys, thanks for listening. Bye.